Never Stop Learning, week 200. We're going to take a quick look at the Lasso Tool basics in Adobe Photoshop CC 2014. All right, so in order to activate this tool, what you want to do is come over here to the Tools panel, and you're going to find your Lasso tool. Clicking on it once is going to activate the tool, or you could hit the L key on your keyboard, and that's going to bring it up for you as well. Now, the way this tool works is you could just click and drag, and what we're doing is we're drawing out free-form selections right in here, all right? Whenever I get back towards the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and release, and that's going to close off my selection for me. All right, so if I start drawing something else out, you see that first one has been eliminated. Another thing I want to show you is if I'm far away from the beginning when I release, it's going to draw a straight line over to it. All right, so why is it eliminating my last selection? If you take a look over here at the top, that's the mode we have it in. This is going to allow us to draw new selections. The one just to the right of it, that's going to allow us to add to existing selections. So let me deselect this guy right here. I'm going to create a selection over here. All right. If I create another selection just to the right of it, you see I have both circles right in here. If I create a third circle to combine them, you see it's just adding them all into that selection. So Command D to get out of that. The next mode we have over here is going to allow us to subtract from our selection. So let me create like a little crescent shape here. I got a circle first. And in order to create the crescent shape, what I'm going to do is just come in here and just start cutting this piece off like that. All right. And then release. And there you go. So we have this nice crescent selection left. All right. Command D to deselect that. The last option we have over here is for Intersect. When I click on it, all right, I'm going to make an oval kind of going vertically. And I'll make another one going horizontally. Now, check that out. Wherever the selections are overlapping, that's the section that's going to remain. So that's the intersect right there. All right, let's keep going over here. We have feather. So I could select this and enter in a specific value, or I could use my scrubby slider to try to find it. Now, what feathering is doing is it's going to allow us to lay out selections that have a specific feathering applied to them already. I'm going to leave mine set to 0 for now. The next option is Anti-Alias. I almost always have this guy turned on unless I'm working with something that needs to be pixel perfect. So think of like a website or something like that. The last feature we have over here is for Refine Edge. Now, the reason they put that here is if you're working with the Lasso tool, you're probably going to want to refine your edges at the end. All right, so it's pretty handy to have it there. All right, let's go back over here to the different modes. I'm going to start off with the new selection mode. Now, let me hit Command D. What I want to show you guys is how to call upon the different modes using your keyboard shortcuts. So currently I'm in the new selection mode. So if I draw out another circle, all right. If I were to draw something else out, you know this one would be eliminated. But what if I want to add to this one? I'll hold down the Shift key. Now I'm able to add to the selection right away. All right. If I want to remove a part of this selection, I'm going to hold down the Option key. All right. So I'm just going to go along the center of these guys like this and just remove that. All right, so now we have these 4 different pieces because we were able to remove this whole center section right here. All right, Command D to deselect that. I'm going to draw out a new shape right over here. Now, if I want to do the intersect, I want to hold down the Option and the Shift key. That's going to give me the X right there next to my cursor. So if I click and drag, all that's going to remain is the intersection of these 2 selections. All right, so that's how you call upon them using your keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to switch over here to this other document I have set up. Now, this is just something I took with my phone. Now, I want to use the Lasso tool to select the whipped cream over here on top. Now, I am using the Intuos Pro, so if I click over here, you see I have option to rotate using my little touch ring. So I'm just going to rotate this guy. Now, keep in mind, you could use your touchpad or mouse, no big deal with this tool. All right, what I want to do is select the whipped cream. So I'm going to start over here at the edge like most people do. But earlier this week, I saw a tutorial online that brought up a really good point. If you come over here and then maybe like release around here, I'm actually selecting the exterior. So a better way to work is if you come inside where your subject is, approach the edge, and then continue to draw it. That way, when you release, it'll actually have most of your subject in there. All right, so with my Intuos, I'm just going to spin this guy around a little bit. And I want to add to this selection, so I have to hold down the Shift key. I get the plus cursor. Now I could add to my selection really easily, just like this. Now I'm not going to make it too perfect because I want to go back and actually start fixing some of this in a little bit. All right. Now, instead of holding down the modifier key the entire time, I'm going to come back over here to the options bar and choose add to selection. It's just a better way to work. I don't have to hold down the modifier the entire time. All right, so I'm going to keep adding to my selection over here so that in a little bit we'd be able to fix things up if we need to. All right, there we go. Let me get the last bit over here on this side. Let's see. All right, so I want to grab this and go along here. And now I have my entire selection ready to go. If I hit escape, it brings everything right side up. Now, I'm going to have a couple problems. Like if I take a look over here, you see I missed a little section of this whipped cream. I got the little plus symbol, so I know that I'm in addition mode, which means I'm able to add to my selection. All right, so here we go. We're adding this guy. So there we go. Now, I'm going to keep going on here. And let's see what we find. Okay, so over here, take a look at this guy towards the left. I actually selected too much. I'm starting to get the background in there. So if I hold down the Option key, I'm over here on a Mac. So if you guys are on a PC, you want to hold down the Alt key. I could actually just draw right in here and remove that section. I see another one over here. Option, click and drag. Just get rid of that. There we go. And you can keep doing that to continue to refine your selection. All right, I'm going to zoom all the way out. Now, another thing you do is click on Refine Edge like we talked about earlier. You would use this panel to refine your edges. All right, once you got it all set up how you want, come over here, click OK, and you're good to go. So let me deselect this guy. And there you have it, folks. That's the Lasso Tool Basics in Adobe Photoshop CC 2014.